Antepartum hemorrhage case scenario will be discussed in this video. 36 years old, gravid 4 para 3, previous one cesarean section, presented to emergency department at 34 weeks of gestation with a complaint of vaginal bleeding. How would you manage her? What important examination must not be done and why? The answer is that digital vaginal examination must not be done because it can cause massive hemorrhage if placenta previa is present. How would you do initial management? Approach this patient as APH, which is a life-threatening obstetric emergency. Ensure CAB, circulation airway breathing. Establish 2 large bore IV lines and send blood for investigations. Resuscitation with the crystallites, cross-match blood should be ready. Monitor vitals including blood pressure, heart rate, respiratory rate, oxygen saturation and temperature. Check the amount of the blood loss and ongoing bleeding. Insert urinary catheter and strict urine output monitoring. Check fetal heart rate, left lateral tilt which would prevent supine hypotension. Senior obstetrician, anesthetist and pediatrician must be informed. Consent for the management and blood transfusion must be there. After stabilization and mutual introduction, ask these questions from the patient like name of the patient, age of the patient has more than 40 years is a risk factor. Parity, multiparity is the risk factor. Marital status, duration of the marriage, education, occupation, last menstrual period and cycle regularity. Take the focused history. Ask brief but important question. Ask about the bleeding characteristics, its onset, amount and color. Is it continued or it has stopped? Is it painful or painless? Ask about associated symptoms with the APH like abdominal pain and contraction, which may point to abruption. History of the trauma, fall and intercourse. Dizziness and fainting, whether the shock is present or not. Reduced fetal movement, any leaking of the fluid like in case of rupture of the membranes, previous similar episodes. Ask about the risk factors of antepartum hemorrhage including the chronic hypertension related problems including preeclampsia, HELLP syndrome and preeclampsia, or fall or other type of the blow to the abdomen, the smoking, cocaine use during pregnancy, early rupture of the membrane which causes leaking of the amniotic fluid before the end of the pregnancy, infection inside the uterus during pregnancy, or the chorioamnionitis. Also ask about the history of the previous cesarean section, which is a risk factor for the previa and accreta. Whether there were any placental issues in the past pregnancies or not. Ask current pregnancy related questions, whether it was planned or unplanned pregnancy, was it spontaneous or she conceived with a medication, folic acid taken or not, if yes, how much was the amount, the dating scan added that shows single or multiple pregnancy, antenatal care, were those regular or not, ultrasound reports and that show placental localization or not, complications in the current pregnancy including PIH and GDM. Ask about the detailed obstetric history, previous history of any miscarriages. If yes, then take the detail, the mode of the previous deliveries. Our patient is gravid of 4 para 3 with a previous one cesarean section, but in any other patient, we will ask all these questions in detail. Ask about any antenatal, intrapartum and postnatal complications. What were the sizes of the baby? Any instrumentation done or not? Was it prolonged labor or not? And any episiotomy done or not? And any history of the blood transfusion. Take detailed gynecological history including the cervical screening, the medical and the surgical history, the personal history of the smoking, drug abuse, alcohol, caffeine intake, and because these are all the risk factors of recurrent miscarriages. Take the family history, the drug history and the drug allergy, what investigations done so far and what management has been done so far, was she prescribed with aspirin or heparin or not. Do complete examination starting from the general physical examination along with the level of the consciousness and the vitals of the patient. In the abdominal examination, check whether any uterine tenderness is there or not. That might suggest the abruption. Any scar tenderness, any uterine tone, is it soft or hard uterus, fundal height, the fetal line presentation, the fetal heart rate on the Doppler and CTG. As I explained before, no digital vaginal examination must be there until placenta previa excluded. Per speculum examination, however, is allowed to assess the cervical os bleeding source. The initial investigations include the baseline investigation, including complete blood picture and the blood group, coagulation profile, cross match for 4 to 6 units, and hepatitis profile. The ultrasound to confirm the placental location, abruptions, and fetal well-being. The CTG for fetal monitoring, Kleihar test if Rh negative mother, LFTs and RFTs if preeclampsia is suspected. The baseline urine dipstick or protein for PIH, coagulation profile, the PT and APTT. Now, what is your provisional diagnosis? The answer is that antepartum hemorrhage is the provisional diagnosis, which is the bleeding from the genital tract after 24 weeks of pregnancy. And given the previous cesarean section and the painless bleeding, placenta previa is most likely if the overall scenario is like this. But the differential include placental abruption as well. Now, what differentiates the placenta previa from placental abruption? We have to keep the different diagnosis in our mind. The differential diagnosis include the placenta previa, which is on the top here, in which patient presents with a painless bright red bleeding. If the patient presents with a painless bright red bleeding, then that might be the case of placenta previa. And if she has got history of the painful, tender, hypertonic uterus, then that point the placental abruption. In Vasa Previa, there is sudden painless bleeding with a fetal distress. Local causes include cervicitis, polyps, labor or bloody show. Given 34 weeks plus previous cesarean section, there is high suspicion for placenta previa and or accreta as well. Now, the management is based on the stability and diagnosis. If the mother and fetus are stable and the bleeding is mild, we have to admit and give bed rest, antenatal corticosteroids for the lung maturity, including betamethasone 12 milligram IM, 2 doses 24 hours apart, 12 to 24 hours apart. Tocolysis if contractions and previa, but that have to be given cautiously. Give IV fluids, monitor vitals and fetal condition. ROGAM if Rh negative, prepare for elective delivery at 36 to 37 weeks if placenta previa is confirmed. What are the indications of immediate delivery? Immediate delivery indications include uncontrolled bleeding, maternal shock, DIC, non-reassuring fetus status, 34 to 36 weeks with the major placenta previa. Now, what is your delivery plan in the placenta previa? In case of the major placenta previa, we have to go for C-section at 36 to 37 week. In case of the minor previa, trial of the labor only if placenta previa is more than 2 cm away from the os. Emergency delivery if there is recurrent bleeding, maternal instability and fetal distress. Now, it's important to discuss the McAfee regime for antepartum hemorrhage, which is conservative and expectant management protocol used when the mother is stable and the fetus is alive and reassuring. The bleeding is mild to moderate and no contractions to vaginal delivery. No contraindications to vaginal delivery is there. The steps of McAfee regimes include the mnemonic AFEESR. Means first admit and hospitalize the patient, do fetal monitoring which including continuous CTG, establish the diagnosis, expected management, continue pregnancy if the mother and fetus are stable, scans for placenta localization and fetal well-being, and repeat assessment, continue reevaluation of the maternal condition and prepare for the delivery if condition worsens. Preoperative preparations for placenta previa with the previous cesarean section include, first of all, the availability of the blood and blood products, multidisciplinary team approach, consent for cesarean delivery and possible hysterectomy if there is a risk of accreta, and availability of interventional radiology or uterine balloon tamponade. If the mother or fetus are unstable and bleeding is severe, we have to go for immediate delivery. Injection ROGAM is given if she is Rh negative, and elective LSCS preferably should be the choice of the management. How do you manage placenta accreta spectrum if intraoperative? The management options include uterotonics, Bakery balloon, uterine artery ligation, planned or emergency hysterectomy. At the same time, we have to do appropriate documentation and communication with the patient. So that was all about the case scenario of APH. Subscribe on Obs and Gynae and follow Facebook page of on Obs and Gynae.